Hey kitty cats and kittens, it's Froggy Friday. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Froggy Friday. This is my New Year edition. I hope everyone had a great Christmas if you celebrate, and if you didn't, I hope you have had a great week. I did decide to use black rhinestones for his eyes in this one, and you do lose the facets when you cover it with resin so they don't have that sparkle, but I still liked the look of them for what I'm going to do with this frog. I'm just using UV resin here, giving them a quick flash cure, and then I do set it there for a solid 2-minute cure. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting these small holographic silver stars in this froggy's toes. I like to put stuff in the toes, I've discovered, and so I wanted to do something a little bit different for my New Year's frog. And I use these in the mini frog. I end up making 2, only I use those for the eyes. Unfortunately, you can't really see them because I didn't back that froggy with anything dark. Yeah, there's hardly any resin in it, and the way these are, the toes are kind of cupped from underneath, so I didn't really need to flash cure them. That took more time than I needed, so next time I think I'll pass on the flash curing in between. I have to say, I love making these frogs. My house is kind of overrun with frogs now. There are quite a few of them, but I'm gonna keep making them, so we're just going to have a horde. Let me know in the comments if you know what a group of frogs is called. Like, I know a group of crows is a murder. I don't know what a group of frogs is. This is my first layer of regular setting 1-to-1 epoxy. I'm using the art cast from designerepoxy.com, and I'm going to be using large and medium-sized silver holographic 5-point stars, and then I'll be using the black holographic 4-point stars you see on the right, and I'll have all of this linked in the description below, of course. And this is a part of the Froggy Friday collaboration that's done with a bunch of other crafters, so make sure you check out that playlist in the description. Go watch the rest of those videos. They're so fun. Everybody makes the coolest frogs. I love seeing them every week. I do hand place these so that I can make sure they're not really overlapping and I can push them down. I leave the 4-point stars floating on the top of this resin, so it does give it a little bit of dimension once I pour my next layer of epoxy. I'm so sorry. I cannot see without my glasses on, so I have to lean forward. All right, and here goes my second layer of resin, and I'm going to be using gold and silver foil. This stuff is kind of like glitter for me. I love to use it, it's beautiful, but it makes a hot mess and it drives me insane. So I have found the best way to get the foil from the pot into whatever you're using is to use tweezers. Minimal mess, but you can see it's still got on the paper towel and around my project. I did have some cleanup, but way less than I would normally. As you stir this into the resin, it actually breaks up into smaller pieces. So you could tell that the silver pieces were much larger than the gold. It doesn't end up looking that way. You do have to use a lot of alcohol or whatever method you're using to get rid of bubbles though, because it makes a ton when you mix this in. I do give it a little tap, tap, tap to make sure I get all the bubbles out. And here is my mini frog. I made those coasters up there and I had leftovers, of course, because why wouldn't I? And so I made this mini frog to go along with my other New Year's frog. Okay, and that's all cured and it's ready for its final layer of resin, and I'm going to be using resin dye in the color black. And it was okay, but I wanted it a little bit more opaque, so I added some mica powder in as well, which also gave it a little bit of shimmer. So I thought that was good. I was thinking of using my opaque black resin dye, but it seemed too plain for how glamorous this Froggy is. And I do end up pouring a little bit of this into a star ornament mold I have as well. I had extra. Again, are we shocked? Never! And here's where I realized I overpoured. It's not that big of a deal, but it would have been a real pain to get the overpour out of the toe area, so I'm panicking trying to desperately spoon out enough of it so that it doesn't spill over, and I end up having to even do more. One of these days, I'm gonna figure myself out. It's not today though. Here I am, popping bubbles. And I'm ready to demold. I'm getting better at it. It's not quite as hard to demold now. And I do end up with micro bubbles under the chin and under the legs. It happens every single time. They're really small though, so I don't really worry about it. Froggy kiss. And they're all done. Cute as can be and ready for New Year. I hope you have a fantastic New Year as well. Thanks for hopping by. I'll see you soon.